Chiggy Richo's budget-friendly cabbage rolls. Hi and welcome to Chiggy Richo's cabbage rolls. This European dish is very economical. It's just plain comfort food. If you remove the core of the cabbage, it will make it a lot easier to remove the leaves because they're not attached on the bottom. So attached it far enough. Loosen them all around the edges because we want to have them as intact as possible. And use the outer leaves first for this because they are going to be the largest. Just gently loosen them, like so. Once they get too small in the middle, use the cabbage for something else because they'll be too tiny to work with. Have a bit of patience and just be a little bit careful and you should have a fairly good result. Obviously larger cabbages are easier and better to work with. Just release them as you go. And there you have it. And we have quite a respectable bunch of leaves here that are all separate. You get your cabbage leaves, which I've showed you how to pull apart. We fill them with a mince and rice and vegetable concoction. Roll them all up, cover them in a passata tomato sauce, and then bake them in the oven. Serve them with lashings of fresh mashed potato and crusty bread. The ingredients are scrolling as I speak and listed in the recipe box below. So let's get started. To our wok we're going to add a good glug of olive oil, and we've got some very lean pork and veal mince here, and we're just going to fry that off. Separate that. You have to add oil because it's very lean. If you're using a fattier mince or a more economical meat, just forego the oil and you will have to remove the excess fat. You don't want to be swimming in oil. Now this dish is perfect for you veggie smugglers because you can sneak a lot of vegetables in there in a mince and rice dish. The kids won't even know it's there. It'll add moisture and also add a lot of flavour and of course nutrients. So we're just going to brown that all off. We're just going to send in our cloves of garlic, just been peeled, just send them in the garlic crusher. Okay, now it's in with our finely shredded carrots. This carrot does take a little longer to cook. Our sliced and de-seeded chili peppers. And our shredded onion, which is very, very finely shredded. Now we want to sweat most of the moisture out of this, which will cook the carrots and amalgamate all the flavours. Now our cabbage leaves are going to be impossible to roll if they're in their crisp form. They'll actually snap. We need to soften them. Now a way to do this is to either wet them considerably, place them in a paper bag and just pop them in the microwave for about 30 seconds until they semi-cook. You could steam them. You could put them into, just blanch them into boiling water. But we're going to pop them in here, put a lid on it, and then the steam that emits from the vegetables are going to actually par-cook it. Now there'll be enough heat coming out of these vegetables to make steam. You can see it rising now. We've put 4 leaves in. We're just going to put a top on it. And as they start to wilt down a little bit, we'll just push them down so that that keeps the steam in. It doesn't matter that it gets the mince on the outside of it because it's going to be rolled in mince anyway and then covered in a sauce. At this point I would be preheating the oven to 180 degrees Celsius in preparation for the final stage of cooking. After just a few seconds they're already starting to get quite limp. They're not too hot. You can just turn them over so that the heavier parts get cooked and pop the lid back on. We really need them quite pliable. And this is a very simple way of doing it. Okay, we have 2 here that we've just done in the microwave. They're quite pliable. Obviously they're quite hot. That's one method of doing it. The other method, as I've showed you, is in with the vegetables that you're steaming anyway. So, same effect, your choice. Just take those out. Now, if you find the core of the cabbage, which is this big stem down here, is a bit difficult to manage, just cut it out. We don't mind it, but if it's making it too difficult for you to be able to stir it, then just remove it. So we'll put those aside to cool down because they won't be able to be managed until they do cool down. Give our mince more of a stir. It's really quite cooked now, and we're going to send in our beef stock. Now this beef stock is really full of flavour. I've cooked down the bones and whatnot with a bit of vegetable, and it's really, as you can see, it's quite gelatinous. It's got the salt and seasoning in it. So we're just going to use that. After we've added this, you could use your own stock, whatever stock you like, or you could in fact use chicken or beef bouillon, whatever you prefer. But this will keep it nice and moist. And now we send in our rice, which has already been cooked. Mix that around and that will absorb some of those flavours as well. Once this is completely cooked, we're going to test it for seasoning and adjust it with salt or pepper. The little chili peppers are going to give it a little bit of heat anyway, and it's really just salt that you're after. Okay, at this point in time, it's really quite cooked. We're just going to adjust it for seasoning. So just take a small amount, don't burn yourself, and just taste it, because it's not going to improve its flavour by cooking it at this point in time. Needs a little salt, a little veggie salt. You can see how rich and moist that is. Very economical family meal. You can cook it ahead of time and then bake it in the oven. Those flavours develop in the fridge. Okay, that's cooked now. This is evaporated as it needs to be. Just turn that off. Now we just lay our cabbage leaves out now that are steamed and quite pliable. We scoop some of our filling into the centre of each leaf. Try and use it all up. Now we just fold our leaves over just as if you're wrapping up fish and chips or a Christmas parcel, and just roll them over and put them fold side down. So that's what you have there. Put them fold side down into a casserole dish. There's our casserole dish there. I'll show you how to do that again. You just fold that in like so. Fold it over and again, and put it fold side down. And fold side down. Then we're going to drizzle our passata over the top and bake it in the moderate oven pretty well until it's just heated through, because the sauce is cooked, the meat's cooked, and the cabbage is par cooked. You don't want it cooked into oblivion, you just want it to have it holding its shape. So we just pop that in there like so and spread our passata over the top. 15 minutes should do it. Give you time to heat your bread and get your mashed potato ready. Push it aside so it can actually run down the sides. Fill up all those little nooks and crannies. And into the oven we go. And there you have it. Our yummy cabbage rolls are ready to serve. We're just going to lift them out onto our serving plate now. Serve them with lashings of fresh hot mashed potato. Drizzle extra of the sauce on top. There you have it, Cheeky Richo's cabbage rolls. Serve them with some crusty bread rolls and you aren't going to believe how delicious that is. And there you have it, Cheeky Richo's budget-friendly cabbage rolls. I hope you enjoyed this little cooking demonstration. If you would like to see more interesting recipes and ideas, just check out our Cheeky Richo channel. And don't forget to please subscribe. And do come back and visit us again soon. We're uploading lots of videos every week. And thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day. A little taste, shall we? That's real comfort food. Thanks for watching.